Hello everyone, this is Kent Smith again, and I am going to talk to you about Asana. Asana is a project management tool that's used to organize collaborative efforts in groups. I intend to use this tool for lab exercises and projects for my students to collaborate. The format makes it very easy to see everything in one snapshot, and it's possible to integrate a number of groups and even collaborate with members from other classes or even other schools. That's kind of my long-term goal when we're working on labs, see if I can get some collaborative efforts across many different areas. So we're going to go ahead and log in. You can use your Google account, so that's a good point here. And once we get logged in, the first thing that's going to pop up is it's actually a task list. Now I've put some things into the account already so that we can kind of move through here, but we'll go through how to set up everything. And I'm going to speak specifically for what I would use this for. There are a lot of different functions on Asana, but I know what I want to do. So first thing that opens up is your task list, and you can see that I have some tasks in here. I have a task that's due tomorrow, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So the first thing you want to do if you're signing on is you want to actually create a workspace. So I have a workspace created right here. It's called Biology Block 1. That's one of my classes. But if I wanted to create a new workspace, I just come over here, click on it, give it a name, and I can add members by just typing in their email address and then hit Create Workspace, and that's done. Like I said, I've already created that. And over here you can see that I currently have myself, and that's my other email address, so myself again. If I wanted to add members, hit the plus button, and right here I can add another member. So if I put I can add that individual. And then there is a name, so I can add student 1, and then I can send an invite, and that will send an email to that individual inviting them to join the group. All I have to do is click on the email, and it will take them directly here. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to add a project. So I have two options. I can come up here and add a project, or I can add it right here with the plus. I already have a project, and that is the fermentation lab. So this lab is built on a scenario. I put students in groups, and they have to work through, I show them a demonstration on the lab, then they have to recreate the lab to address different variables that I didn't address in my lab. And then they put all the information from the class together, and they do a presentation to, this is ethanol fermentation and biofuel. So they're actually putting together a presentation based on all of the results. So the great thing about this particular website is that we can put everything together in one space, and all the students can see results. So the way I set up this particular project is, and again, if I wanted to set up a project, all I have to do is come in here. I can put a project name in it. I like to set mine up for the board. That's what you see behind me here. And then we set the privacy. Obviously, we want it public so that people can see it. If you set it to private, you're not going to be able to share that with anyone. So once we do that, you can hit Create Project, and it'll get you right to where we are here. When you go to Add Columns, you can just add columns. I'm going to scroll over here, and I'm going to add a column. So what I'm going to add here, I have changes in glucose concentration, I have changes in temperature. I want to add a column because let's say my group wants to look at changes in pH. Right. Now, I have this column, but I want to keep my due dates all the way over on the right. And this is a column that I added in as the teacher so that there's one place that everybody can come in and they can see due dates as I post them. And I just threw one in there just quickly, and it's actually set for tomorrow. So as the students come in, they can build, clearly I want their lab results in there, so I want them to build that. But there are other things that need to go in there as well. I want this to be, whatever groups are working on their changes in glucose concentration. If they decided that's the lab that they're going to run, they're going to be in this column, and they're going to post whatever they have. So not only do we want the results, but, they should be, developing their hypothesis, right? That is actually integral to this whole process here. So when we add that, we open this up and it becomes a task. So we can even put in a description, say exactly what we want them to do. And then when somebody does it, once somebody has actually achieved that task, we can pop in here, we can mark this as being accomplished. The task is accomplished. Then we can put a comment in here and say, we have developed our hypothesis. And of course I could add the hypothesis, I could put it in there and everyone would be able to see it, and they can comment on it, do whatever they need to, and we can further that conversation. So at that point, come up here, I can exit out of it, and it's now there. All right, and then, if maybe group B is doing the changes in temperature, so group B results, and then once they actually have the results, someone can come in here, and they can put in here, our results are, and then they can list whatever their results are. And they can add that comment. They can say, yep, we have completed this particular task and we're good to go. But let's say maybe they didn't. Right. Add our comment. And we're good to go. All right, so right there you can see as you start adding tasks and you add things to those columns, you can develop all this information. So if I had multiple groups working in different classes, even in different schools, they can come in here, they can run their lab and say, hey, my hypothesis, I'm going to check, I'm going to test this. And then the next group can look at that and say, okay, well, if they're testing this piece, then I'll test something else. And it makes it a much greater collaborative effort, and you can get a lot more, a lot finer detail when you have more groups working through those variables. So I think that's really a great ability there. So we have everything in here. One thing that I would like to point out to you is the dashboard. All right, so the dashboard can give you a project summary. All we have to do is click here and we add it. So we can add our fermentation lab and we click on add to my dashboard. Now, once you'll see is you'll see a comment. This is a comment that I actually pasted on here. And when I did an update to the status, and I decided that we were, in an amber status, and we needed to work on some things. All right, so we added that status, and then we can exit out of there. And then when we come down here, we can look, and you can see that there are, a total of 4 tasks. 2 have been completed, and 2 are remaining. When I come back in and I come back to my project, you'll notice that these 2 tasks are complete. This one is still considered a task, but it's not complete. We don't have a check mark. And then over here in that other task, right here, complete the lab elevator pitch, that one has also not been completed, right? And I even have the description in here of what it is that I'm looking for. So then come in here, write the comment. We just completed our presentation, and we mark that as complete. And once we exit out, if we go back to the dashboard, you will see that it should be updated. Let's go back in here. We'll let it refresh one more time. Make sure that it's saved. It did save. And come back to our dashboard, and we should see that now we have 3 completed and 1 remaining. So like I said previously, to me this is a great tool to be able to bring people together for collaboration, get those students to work together and post their results, get everything in one snapshot, and then the students can draw that information back out to put together their presentation for the assignment. So with all of that being said, I do believe that this meets the ISTE student standard of S7C, which reads, students contribute constructively to project teams, assuming various roles and responsibilities to work effectively toward a common goal. So working together in collaboration, working on this project, clearly they have to take on various roles, whether it's the record keeper or just the person who's maintaining this website, whatever it is, and they're working obviously on a common goal. Now the other one is the ISTE standard E4C for educators, and that states use collaborative tools to expand students' authentic real-world learning experiences by engaging virtually with experts, teams, and students locally and globally. So as I said before, if we can reach out and work with, whether it's another class, another school, we can reach out to other, other institutions and doing that same work and bringing everyone together in this one project, getting all the data together, that is clearly using a collaborative tool and engaging virtually with local and global teams. So that is, in a nutshell, what I plan on using Asana for, and I hope it helps you as well. So thank you.